What's going on, everybody? Black Dragonrider here. How you guys doing? Hope you all keeping safe from all the pandemic. I'm just out here at the race course and try to get some videos done because it's been a very long time I did a video. And if some of you are asking what happened to your bike because it's messed up and all rusted, let me give you a background of what happened to my bike. I don't know if I told you in my other video that my granddad got somebody to build a shed. Hey, how you doing? Got a second camera. Problem was the person didn't put any vents in the shed. So because of all the hot air and rain and cold, you can see that my pride and joy messed up. Like really messed up. And obviously that you can see, well, in the picture as well, that Rex is not in good condition because of the person didn't put any air vents in there. And to this day there's no air vents, and it sucks because to see Rex how it is right now, it make me feel like I want to cry. Really want to cry, because I looked after this bike like it is my last motorcycle, because I'm a person who don't have a lot of money to buy myself another motorcycle. So I'm trying my best to keep Rex in good condition. So if you guys are asking what happened to my bike, that's what happened. So yeah, I'm just trying my best to. It needs MOT and service, so hopefully next month that I've got the money to get it serviced and MOT'd and start going out for a ride and do videos. Change the subject. The videos for the Drift Ghost XL and also my helmet. So yeah. Hello there. So I really want to go out for a ride and also talk about some few problems that I had last year. The nightmare of bad neighbours. Really bad nightmare. Well, not a nightmare, but not like in dream. So, some of you are going to be talking about, what do you mean, nightmare? What are you talking about? Alright. When I moved in with my grandparents in 2019, there was a next door neighbor who got, you know, single mother, I think, with, I don't know how many kids she's got. I can turn around and say is that these kids are up to no good, and these are the sort of kids that you don't want to cause damage to your property, but happily to damage theirs. These kids were, you know, getting hammers and smashing a fence that no longer is there, making fire pits, throwing aerosol into the fire, exploding, even though there is a little infant is there that is that don't have no clothes on. Another problem was that the kids were playing on the property, my grandma and granddad's property. And you know, I told the woman off, but this woman just didn't care, basically. And also she is also a dangerous person that you gotta be very careful. It's not a sort of woman you want to have as your next door neighbour. And I'm saying that for experience. Because if you do, you're going to have a really bad time. So, as I was like going to our house, knocking on the door, telling her off and telling her to say, you know, can you please keep your kids off the property? You know, she said, yeah, I will. Obviously, she didn't, and I noticed their behaviour. Obviously, you can see in this picture what you see right now. You see cigarette butts. Now they're smokers. I don't smoke, and when they finish their cigarette, their white stick, they like to flick cigarette butts into my grandparents' garden. My grandma don't smoke, my granddad don't smoke. Obviously it is illegal. I even told them off, but you know, they still do it. Throwing bottles, crisp packets, you name it. They're just being disrespectful to people's property. And I know for a fact that if I keep coming over to their house, knocking on the door, she will just cry wolf and say that I'm a bad person, I'm a single mother, and he's just a horrible man, if you know what I'm saying. And I just know to back off, because I know that she's going to use that card, so I didn't bother going knocking on her door, because I know that she will try to use some sort of way to get me in trouble. It was like it was a mission to just get me in trouble, and she can do whatever she wants, and also the kids, to my grandparents' property. And there are so many guys and so many men have fall for this loads of times, and one of my friends actually fall into this. So with my friend's mistakes, I actually learned from his mistakes, so I know to be careful of, you know, next time if it happened again. The worst thing about her kids, she's got a little toddler running around with no clothes on. And I remember one of her kids who's on the property, I was gonna come out and tell him off, and it's like the timing was always perfect, or maybe that she see me at the window and I was about to tell off the kids, and I was about to, you know, open the second door, because we've got two doors. Her toddler with no clothes on, who likes to be with no clothes on, is there on the property, and I was like, nope, not going out there. It's a trap. And I said to myself, so I know not to go outside. Now some people can call me that I am a wuss. You can say whatever you want, but if you do not see a red flag of this sort of tactic, you're about to get yourself into trouble and be classed as how can I put it? It's something that you don't want to be labelled as, because if you be labelled it's a stain, it's hard to remove. I don't want to be labelled that, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But sometimes I say to myself, oh, it could be a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence. And I'm glad that my sisters were, you know, came over to drop stuff off And you know, my sister always tell her off and say, listen, your kids should not be on the property. It's a private property. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, like that. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not sorry. You're not sorry. You're doing it on purpose, and you don't care. And I remember the time when I was going to the shop. The shop is not far from me. Just getting some few stuff. Leaving the house, and I saw her and her daughter. I said hello. And I'm hearing this small sound of, of a child that, crying. So I turned around, and at the side of the house there was a child who got a wooden pole stuck to his head, and he couldn't basically lift it because the wooden pole just fell on top of his head. And I'm like, oh my god! And I was going about to rush in and help the child, and my mind just went, Dragon, don't even dare go and help that child. Don't do it. It's a trap. So I'm like looking at her mother like, you gonna do something? And the way that she turned around to her daughter, she's like, go and get your little brother. Oh, he's not my child. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to the shop now, bye. She was trying her best to get me in trouble. It was a trap, and I didn't fall for it, and it was annoying her. It was starting to annoy her. But this family was really filthy. As you can see in this picture right here, there is loads, whoa, as you can see in this picture right here, that there is loads of rubbish. This is like loads of rubbish bags and all sorts. And the next door neighbour had rat problems. And they thought it was me that have rat problems, but they had loads of bin bags and all that stuff outside their back garden. And I remember when they said about, I got rat problems, and that's why I need to sort out the side of my grandparents' house, because we had like tables, electronics, stuff that obviously need to be in the skip. But I already cleaned that pot. But I just remembered that we don't have any food for the rats to come to our property. So when I was I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later, I was getting my final stuff to come to my grandparents' house, and I remember that she had a boyfriend at the time, and I remember he told me that he caught some rats, and he told me how big they were, and I was like looking at him like, okay, why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me that you caught a big giant rat for when I'm getting my stuff on from my old place? So I just carry on doing what I was doing, get my stuff, my final stuff to my grandparents' house. And I think 2 or 3 days later, I decided to clean my motorcycle. So I cleaned my motorcycle, because Rex needed some cleaning. And then my mind just turned to me and says, go look at the side of the ramp. I found one dead rat, and I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe how big it was. Okay, that sound a bit dirty there, but I do apologise. So and then after that I found 2. Obviously you can see in the picture there was 2 dead rats. And I said to myself, hold on a second, dead rats don't die together. And then I know from that point that it was being placed. So this guy put dead rats in my... I don't have no proof, but when he turned around to me and said about the dead rats, I just put two together that it was him. I know it was him, but having proofs to prove it that it was him. But when they moved out, I think it was last year, 2020, I finally met the landlord of the property, and I told him about the tenant. Yeah, let's say that they give me more information about them, how they, what's the word, live in situations, and also that they've been growing ganja, growing some green herbs. So I remember that there was a strong smell of weed, a really strong smell of weed, and I remember that my uncle, because he was a police officer, and he asked me that if I smelt a strong smell of weed, and I was like, yeah. But he's no longer on the police force anymore, as he used to be police officer in Birmingham. He finally retired. But all the pictures that you see right here, guys, and the headache that was going on, it's just unbelievable. There was like police was going around, but police didn't go inside the house. The police have been around several times, and they have not, you know, smell the weed when they come round to the property. But I'm actually glad that there were neighbours opposite side of the road witnessed the mayhem that was going on, of them playing on the property and that. But I'm glad that they're gone, I'm glad that they moved. But I feel sorry for any man, any woman, or any elderly that they have to go through like what I have to go through. Because it just felt like she just felt like to me it just felt like she just wanted me to retaliate. She was just trying to make me angry so she could, or her friends or family could do something. And I was just like, I'm not playing your games, I'm not going to fall for it. And she was just constantly doing it all the time, and it was just really annoying, really annoying. But I'm glad I kept my cool. I'm really glad, because it would have ended really bad. It would have gone south. But with those type of families and those type of women are the most dangerous ever. The most dangerous is I wouldn't wish it on my enemies. Seriously, I would not wish it on my enemies. If they were in the same situation as me, looking after their grandparents. But for some of you who want to know what sort of helmet it is, I will do a reveal video, because my old helmets, rest in peace, my off-road and on-world helmet is basically no good, because the visor is broken, and I tried to look for a new visor, and technically I can't find it. I have to buy myself a new helmet, and it sucks. You have to go and buy myself a new helmet. And my favourite one, the Scorpion, what's it, XE helmet, I need a new one, but I want to get the same one. Problem is that they discontinue that helmet, especially when I bought myself a new visor, a clear one, because my clear other one is broke, so that sucks. So I want you guys to tell me about your story, about your bad neighbours and how terrible they were. Leave your comments down below. Like and subscribe. I try to get more videos out to you guys, but I have to keep on reminding you guys that I'm looking after an elderly and I don't get much sleep, so I'm just trying my best to get the videos out as soon as possible. So guys, thank you for your patience and not unsubscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it that you stayed, and what a loyal fan that you guys are, and you guys understand what, you know, that family is important, because nowadays young youths today, they don't know how important family is, grandparents and elderly. So anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel out, and that's the reason why that my channel's not growing much. So I really appreciate it if you share this video to your friends or family. Alright, bye.
You've been acting like a stranger, said you see me later, but you never call back. I've been getting faded, running out of patience, but I know it's alright. I'll just keep on waiting till you come ride with me.